Hey Vikings, Achilles here. So Plarium announced their Jotunheim competition and it has actually started. The basics of what this is, you port into this server where the entire rest of the game can port to as well. And you try to take the throne of Jotunheim and or destroy lots of enemy troops. Kind of wish I had started recording this last night because this was kind of crazy. You watch these two players just ported in, they're about to get popped. I'm actually surprised. He ported. Um, Typically, you have about a 15 to 20-second life expectancy if you are under like 15 or 20 billion influence. Once you've landed, every once in a while we'll see someone pop up. There's so many players around here that if you land in this rocky area, which does not allow shields, then you're pretty much done. It removes your shield. There's a little pop-up window that warns you, but I have a feeling a lot of people are not clicking that. I was hoping there'd be a few more out there. But the first few hours this was happening, there were a lot of players porting in, and I think they were just ignoring that, not reading the text, and getting cleared immediately. So as you can see, there's a stream of troops going to and from the throne at any given time. This was actually a little bit tame compared to where it was when this first came unshielded last night. It was hard to see the snow. There were so many lines going at any given point, and all these players sitting around the pop or the throne are typically well, some of them don't last very long. This guy's gonna be gone almost immediately. Uh, yeah, there he goes. Typically around the 50 to 150 million or billion, excuse me, influence mark. You can't be shielded in here. Definitely a lot of people um, porting in, I think, without realizing that it removes your shield. It does give you a warning, but I would imagine that a lot of the people hopping in are not reading that warning, and that's what's going on here. I mean, he doesn't think he's gonna live, I'm sure. Anyways, um, this competition is absolutely brilliant for Plarium. I don't really like how they set it up personally. It's kind of a money grab competition, especially how they laid it out. A lot of little guys porting in. Just, I don't know why people don't read. Oh, yep, he's gone. This one will be gone in a moment too. The 1 billion, so he might last a little longer. No, 1 billion almost instant popped. It's actually kind of fun just to kind of sit here and watch. So 3 people trying to hit him right now. 4 people. Didn't see that line. Okay. I got sidetracked. So as you can see, there's a stream of troops going to and from the throne at any given time. This was actually a little bit tame compared to where it was when this first came unshielded last night. It was hard to see the snow. There were so many lines going at any given point, and all these players sitting around the pop or the throne are typically well, some of them don't last very long. This guy's gonna be gone almost immediately. Uh, yeah, there he goes. Typically around the 50 to 150 million or billion, excuse me, influence mark. You can't be shielded in here. Definitely a lot of people um, porting in, I think, without realizing that it removes your shield. It does give you a warning, but I would imagine that a lot of the people hopping in are not reading that warning, and that's what's going on here. I mean, he doesn't think he's gonna live, I'm sure. Anyways, um, this competition is absolutely brilliant for Plarium. I don't really like how they set it up personally. It's kind of a money grab competition, especially how they laid it out. A lot of little guys porting in. Just, I don't know why people don't read. Oh, yep, he's gone. This one will be gone in a moment too. The 1 billion, so he might last a little longer. No. 1 billion almost instant popped. It's actually kind of fun just to kind of sit here and watch. So 3 people trying to hit him right now. 4 people. Didn't see that line. Okay. I got sidetracked. So the thing that really sets this competition apart compared with most of the other ones that are cross realm is that there's no damage to you for losing troops. So if I have an infinite amount of money and I want to dump it into attacking or defending, it doesn't matter how many troops I lose. It doesn't hurt me or my clan, but I still get points for it. So even if I'm losing troops hand over fist, and the enemy's getting a much better ratio in terms of the personal and the clan competition, it's still wow, we haven't scored very much yet. It doesn't hurt anything, so we're just getting points there. And for the battle, there's no troop counter. It's purely how much time you've spent holding the throne. So what that means is that people, especially the larger players that have kind of capped out their research and have just been building obscene amounts of troops, like billions of troops, are just going to be dumping all their troops into this. Um, which means it's a lot of money that Plarium is suddenly going to have coming in, especially since they timed it with a uh, KVK Revenge where you get points for building troops. It's very, very likely that Plarium's seeing one of the biggest cash dumps or paydays rather, that they've had in, well, maybe ever. Just watching all the troops coming to and from. I had a couple people from my clan scout it because it's typically only troops in here, and 30 million tier 6 troops, and then it's gone a few seconds later. So a lot of these lines are from more from clans that are launching onslaughts, just massive onslaughts. Because if you don't send a full onslaught, you're not going to be able to break what's in there typically. Um, and then to be able to hold it even for a couple seconds, you've got to have a lot of troops the moment that your troops get there. So yeah, we're probably watching hundreds of dollars worth of troops go up here every couple minutes, and then at the start of the competition, it's probably closer to they probably had a couple $1,000 um, every 10 to 15 minutes easily. Now the one thing that this does do that's beneficial for smaller to mid-sized players is that this gives a kind of a whew, that guy did not last long. This gives a place for the larger players to dump their money that doesn't actually increase the strength of their account. The troops are temporary and they die, and then it's like they never were. So the more money that is spent on troops, the less money is spent on knowledge, and the slower those players will grow. So that does kind of help slow down the progression. Plarium's actually had a little bit of trouble keeping up with how fast people are growing lately. At least that's kind of my feeling, which is why they've had so many massive updates with new shaman, new knowledge, new gear, and that every time one of those comes out, it really increases the divide or the difference between the stronger players and the weaker players, which isn't really good for the game overall. So it is good that they have something in here that they can kind of slow that down. Unfortunately, given how this is set up and that there's only one throne, at least from my understanding, there's only one throne for the entire game. Um, and that could be wrong. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the clans I'm seeing out here are 1 to 2 billion influence. So my clan is about 130 billion, or excuse me, I think I said all of that wrong. Um, A lot of these clans are 1 to 2 trillion influence. Given that my clan is 130 billion or less, we wouldn't actually get matched up with these other clans if there were multiple, or we shouldn't theoretically. So I'm thinking this is just a single server for everyone. Anyways, going off on tangents today. What that means is capturing the throne, unless you're one of the top clans in the game, there's no way. You need multiple players at 50 to 100 billion, like multiple, and you need them to be willing to throw money out the door. I really do wish they would set up a better system for this. Maybe a throne for each of the competition tiers. So you've got rookie. I need to go look. You've got a rookie, recruit, warrior, conqueror, League of Masters, and League of Odin. There should be at least one server for each of these, or at the very least, well, really they should have more than that. Honestly, I think this would be better to be done by kingdom, and have maybe 5 to 10 kingdoms matched together to work on this, but not this many. This is just this is too much. It kind of takes away, because the players that aren't in that 30 to 100 billion range can't really participate in a meaningful way. Yeah, but at the same time, that would probably make them a lot less money than what they're doing right now. A lot of burning. Another kind of greedy thing that they have going with this, apparently when you teleport here, if you're inactive for 2 hours or more, it sends you back. I'm not sure if that means your account is offline, or if you're just not actively playing your account. I would imagine it's based on being offline, which makes PC players fairly safe once they port here, at least if they stop doing these maintenance every like 4 hours like they have been. 100k in order to port seems kind of excessive to me, but that's kind of where Plarium's been going. So this is kind of another higher end item they've added to the game. Hopefully we'll see them break it up a little bit better in the future, or break it up at all, and kind of set something up so it's going to appeal to more players. I mean, even for Plarium's bottom line, the more people that are able to kind of compete in things like this, the more active and interested they're going to stay, and the more people overall that are willing to stay, so kingdoms die less quickly. Plus, while the mid-sized players may not be spending hundreds of dollars a week, they're still typically spending something, and when that's the majority of your population, that does add up. So anyways, if you found this video interesting or helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, and leave comments if you have any questions. I may not be able to answer too much about this particular event, but if I can, I will. And I will see you all next time.